The AOC, a popular Twitter parody account, has been reportedly forced to delete its profile after harassment. A Twitter account purportedly run by 8-year-old Ava Martinez's family says the young girl will not do her famous impressions of Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez anymore after receiving death threats and harassing phone calls. Let's bring in Fox News contributor Leslie Marshall and radio host / Washington Examiner columnist Larry O'Connor. Great to have you guys.
Thank you. Thanks for the slash.
Hi, Mike. Good to be here.
Death threats and harassing phone calls for an 8-year-old girl. Have people lost their minds, Larry?
Yeah, I think they have. Listen, I'm not a huge fan of parents putting their children out there as political props for whatever reason. I laughed at this parody. It was funny. Like there's a lot of funny things on social media. For people to lose their minds, as you put it, Mike, and actually levy death threats against an 8-year-old girl and her family for political speech and political satire, it's nauseating. And by the way, I thought Twitter and other social media platforms were trying to go out of their way to make these places a safe space, as they put it. When you're threatening the life of a little girl, anyone who was doing that on social media, they should be removed based on Twitter's own standard. But I haven't seen it yet.
Check out this Nate Madden tweet. Kids are off limits. Leslie, your thoughts?
As the mom of an 11-year-old and 12-year-old who I cringe anytime I see them in front of a computer or on my phone, and I have seen terrible things that children say to each other, but I'm not surprised about this. Larry, you and I agree on this somewhat. I don't think an 8-year-old should be put forth. It was her dad and her uncle who, put her out there for the world to see, because the world, although it has so many wonderful people in it, does have enough very mean-spirited people in it, whether it's on the left toward the right or on the right toward the left. It's disgusting. Children should be off limits, but the type of people that would say horrific things to a child really don't care about those limits. So we need to protect our children, and they shouldn't be out there. You will never see pictures of my kids online.
Let's pivot to a more fun story. The United States women's soccer team heading for the World Cup final. Some have raised questions about their celebrations, like Alex Morgan pretending to sip tea after scoring a clutch goal against England. Leslie, what do you think?
Well, when she was asked why she did it, she said it was really more of a snub to the critics, not necessarily to England. Some of the Brits thought it was funny. Some of the Brits didn't think it was so funny. But being from Boston, where we did have that lovely tea party, I thought maybe she was just remembering history on the eve now, or almost the eve of the 4th of July when she did this. And quite frankly, this is much ado about nothing. The United States kicked their butts. The United States has done well, and they can celebrate any way they want. That's what I say. You go, girl.
I have an unpopular opinion about this. This tears me apart because I love international sports. I love rooting for Team USA, whether it's soccer, whether it's the Olympics or whatever. But I got to say, this team, I have not warmed up to them. This kind of behavior, Leslie, they didn't kick their butt. It was a very close, nail-biting game. It really didn't deserve this kind of grandstanding. They did humiliate in a terrible way that Thailand team, running up the score 13-0. That was not good sportsmanship. And I don't like how these players take any opportunity they can to talk about themselves, their own politics, their own beliefs. They're a team. Their focus should be on winning soccer, and the fact that they bring all these other issues into it, I don't know. I don't like them. I'm not enjoying this as much as I normally would have. And I really enjoyed the Women's World Cup 4 years ago.
Is some of the criticism sexist? Take a listen to author Amy Bass, and I will ask you both to react.
We ask women, especially maybe women athletes, to be humble and to be nice. And why should they be? Why treat their celebrations, their moments of glory, any different?
Leslie?
You know, I have to say, being a woman, Larry, sorry, when you were talking, I was like, how come I don't hear Larry going crazy when men in various sports, are extremely, egotistical and boasting of their wins, whether it be football or soccer, but the women aren't, I don't think the women are being given the same playing field, no pun intended there, and I think it is a bit sexist.
No, I'll answer that. It's not about sexism, it's about the jersey. It doesn't say the Red Redskins. It doesn't say the Nationals. It doesn't say the Angels. It says Team USA. They're representing us. They're representing our country. And that is an important distinction. And by the way, there was a dream team in the U.S. Olympics, the men's basketball team. I think it was about 2 Olympics ago. And I didn't like the way they were behaving. I thought they were kind of arrogant and they were being jerks. And I called them out on it. I said that on my radio show today. This isn't about sexism. This is about representing American ideals. And I think they can do better.
All right, good job, both of you. Larry O'Connor, Leslie Marshall, thanks so much.
Thanks. Happy Independence Day.
You too.
Thanks, Mike. Happy 4th.